I am a little bit nervous in some of these places that if Trump announces before the midterms that in these tight races in the Senate, it could make a difference because it allows the candidate to not have to run on Biden's economy.
There's a lot of back and forth right now in GOP circles. Not so much about because we just want to run off the scoreboard, right? And so every Republican sitting around, Clay, saying we need a reckoning, we need blue annihilation, a red wave. I mean, all the fun analogies and metaphors and similes and whatever we could throw at this, we're going to be doing. That's clear, and it would be for me more than even on the economy. As much as it can be a slap down of the COVID madness is, in my mind, the most important possible outcome we can have. Because the COVID lockdowns in so many ways led to the disastrous inflation and the economy being so painful for people right now, on the brink of the recession being official. But should Trump announce before this midterm? This is getting a lot of talk in GOP circles. And one thing is that we might actually have the former president, joining us on Friday here on the show. We're trying to set that up to talk about, well, a lot of issues. Here is pollster Frank Luntz, who unfortunately is he's a Fauciite. Did you know that? He's a big Fauci guy.
Yeah, he's been angry at me on Twitter lately because,
and I'm just like, dude, go triple mask. It will keep you safer. Double mask plus plexiglass screen, or else you don't take Luntz, you don't take the virus seriously.
Fifth shot will take care of it once and for all. 1, 2, 3, 4 didn't work, but 5, 6, and 7 will definitely
those are the magic
keep you
ones,
safe.
man. That's where you really
everybody knows.
At that point, it's almost like when Spider-Man gets bit by the radioactive spider. You might get superpowers. Maybe you can shoot some webs out of your hands. Here's Frank Luntz, though, talking about the possibility of a Trump announcement before the midterms versus after.
More and more Republicans are saying enough. I don't want to focus on the past. I want to focus on the future. I don't want to focus on Donald Trump and an election that is now 2 years old. I want to focus on inflation. I want to focus on crime. I want to focus on Ukraine. And this is causing a significant problem for Trump. And I think it's the reason why he's more likely than not to announce in 2022 rather than wait till 2023. And one final point, if he does announce, he could actually cost the Republicans the House as well as the Senate. If the election is about the economy, Republicans win both. If the election is about Donald Trump, Republicans lose both.
Okay, first of all, he's wrong. Republicans are going to win the House unless
the House is locked
and if
loaded.
they don't, honestly, Clay, it's time that we start looking at plots of land in like Costa Rica or Palau or something, because it's smoke them if you got them, folks, because America's over. Okay, if we can't win the House in this environment, the Senate's going to be close regardless. You and I live in Realityville, and couple of seats.
There are five states in the Senate, but you're right. The House, no matter what happens between now and we're basically 10 weeks out effectively from November 8th, election day. And so the House is locked and loaded. The Senate is going to come down to Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and probably Wisconsin, right? If you had to say the 5 states that are most going to decide things going forward. Doesn't mean there can't be upsets in other places, but those would be the 5. And things can go a lot of different directions, as those are very often regional-based contests. I think Dr. Oz needs to get his act together, honestly, in Pennsylvania. Fetterman is an incredibly weak candidate. He's unhealthy. He's not able to get out on the road. That's one that Republicans must win. And he really needs to start landing some body blows in that fight. And I've said this before, but I got cut off. Some of you may have seen it yesterday. Yesterday evening, I was talking on Fox News and with Steve Hilton. As you were running through all those seats, I believe in the Senate, Arizona and Nevada are going to flip. I think Republicans win there. You mentioned, I think Sarah just did, Stacey Abrams in Georgia. Yeah. She is going to lose, and I think she's going to lose substantially to Brian Kemp. I think Brian Kemp's going to have some coattails. He will bring Herschel Walker with him. Down goes the Reverend Raphael Warnock. I like right now Republicans to pick up 3 Senate seats, and I believe they'll win 25 or more, which would put them in line at 25 for the biggest GOP majority in the last 100 years in the House. Because as you mentioned, Steve, they already picked up 12 or 13 seats in the last midterm.
Yeah, you see, it was a good idea to get a sports betting guy on here to talk about this. It's always that's what gets to the heart of it.
I do look at the odds. You can gamble on this back in England. And look, he's a doctor, Dr. Oz. How is he not getting Fetterman on the record about can men get pregnant? Do you believe that women should be competing in men's athletic events? These are things that Democrat orthodoxy requires Fetterman to support, not to mention the fracking issue, which I think they're starting to land some body blows finally on that, because Fetterman crazily blamed Republicans for high gas prices in a tweet, which makes me believe that he's not that smart of a candidate in general. But Dr. Oz got to win that race, Buck, and he's got to start landing some body blows. And I know it was a bruising primary, and I know there's a lot of you listening to us in Pennsylvania that might have supported a variety of different candidates there. There were a lot of good ones, 3 of them. We had all 3 of them on. But, Buck, this is a must-win, must-hold Senate seat. And I am a little bit nervous in some of these places that if Trump announces before the midterms that in these tight races in the Senate, it could make a difference because it allows the candidate to not have to run on Biden's economy. And even like down in Georgia, I don't know if you saw this quote over the weekend, Raphael Warnock was asked whether Biden had been a good president so far and totally dodged it. When you can't even say that your current president is a good president, it's a pretty softball question. That's a big deal.